Breaking after 23 months on the picket line, the Alabama mine worker strike is over. The UMWA sent a letter to Warrior Meth Coal CEO today announcing that the nearly 1,000, it was over 1,000 workers who walked out on April 1st, 2021 will return to work on March the 2nd. Now, I want y'all to know they returning, but ain't nothing been settled. They returning in the same conditions by which they left. And you know why? Because this company hired other people to come in, and I ain't mad at the other folks who came in. They got to eat too, I get it. This is what these corporations do, try to play workers against one another. But these rail workers, they held out for a long time. I mean, miners, excuse me. They held out for a long time, and God bless them for doing that. Because when you do that, you ain't getting paid, you ain't got your health care. They stood up, and that the union had some funds, baby, to be able to help their workers hold out for a very long time. This headline: union tells striking Warrior Meth coal miners to return to work. The United Mine Workers of America is telling the members that they may return to work at Warrior Meth Coal next month, 23 months and 1 day after the union strike began. According to the report, the president of the union sent a letter to Warrior Meth informing the company, the CEO, that union members would be returning on March the 2nd. They not returning because they want to. They not returning because they got better work conditions and pay. They returning because they have to. Now, in a statement, the UMWA International President Cecil Roberts said the following: "We are entering a new phase of our efforts to win our members and their families the fair and decent contract they need and deserve. We have been locked into this struggle for 23 months now, and nothing has materially changed." Y'all better bold that, underline it, underscore it, exclamation point. "The two sides have essentially fought each other to a draw thus far, despite the company's unlawful bargaining posture the entire time." See, this is when feds need to jump in, but they ain't nowhere to be found on this either. "The status quo is not good for our members and their families." I mean, the president is telling us what it is. The strike began on April the 1st, 2021, and appears to be the longest strike in Alabama history. Over 1,000 workers, I think it was about 1,100 workers took part in the strike overall. And even up until the end, they still was working about between 500 and 800 stayed strong. Now, union members are seeking, we know what they seeking, better pay and benefits is what all workers are seeking, that they say were a part of an earlier contract negotiated under Warrior Meth's corporate predecessor. According to the union, concessions to keep the company afloat were not restored in subsequent contract offers. And I remember that, Mayor. And let's jump in here and have this discussion. I remember when they made those concessions to keep this company going, and what do they get? Nothing but a slap in the face.
It's unbelievable. These people produce so much money for these companies, and they get treated this way. We also got to remember that unions make work safe for everybody. There's studies that show that 19% less violations, OSHA violations, happen when it's a union involved, right? And when your OSHA shows up and inspect your workplace, it's 34% less violations. So I'm trying to tell people it is absolutely fool's work to be against unions unless you yourself are part of the elite who gains from workers being exploited. And that's the case here. That's exactly what's happening here, where you got a company that's participating in illegal bargaining practices. And then on top of that, you bring in out-of-state workers and pay them $2,000 more than you pay your own union workers for less productive work. This is ridiculous unless you understand that it's never been about workers and always about exploitation. Now, we're talking about capitalism, and we got to remember that. And capitalism is always about extracting more and more for less and less. And I think the idea that the federal government sat silent in this protest is absolutely disgusting at its core.
It is, Mayor. It really is. I mean, workers, I see a movement afoot, of workers just rising up in this country. We just got to keep putting this message out there that it is really all of us. We are in this, and we have to elect people to office who care more about the people that they served than the owner donors. That's really what this comes down to. One of the reasons why we can't have nice things in the United States of America is because the oligarchic class they're in full control. Why do you think they pay so much for lobbyists on all levels of government? They pay so much because they getting something for their money. They get control of the people who are elected, who gonna sit back and do absolutely nothing that makes them uncomfortable at the expense of you and your kids and your kids' kids. We must stop being complicit in our own demise, America. Now I mean that. Now I say that to Black America. I'm saying that to working class America too, which is all of us, including me and the mayor. Hell, we ain't got no sugar. I ain't got no sugar daddy, no sugar mama, no sugar nut. Mayor, you got some sugar daddy, sugar mama somewhere?
It's sour over here. It's sour over here. You hear me? It's absolutely sour. I mean, it's true. We gotta admit. Listen, something is broken when workers are treated in this manner, and also, like you said, owner donors. I like that. Owner donors are controlling our government, and I don't believe in an Illuminati, but we got to illuminate ourselves to the fact that money plays a role in our politics that is outsized.
Yeah, it is, and deadly. It causes death and despair. So from pharmaceutical drugs to a health sick care system to what is happening in East Palestine, this kills. Sometimes it kills you quick and sometimes it kills you slow. But baby, death is what is happening here.